So take it away and just say what you think needs to be said.
Okay, thank you very much, Francis, and thanks for organizing this. It's incredible. Okay, the central issue we are here about today is truth, the search for truth, the need for truth, because without truth, our democracy will collapse. For the past 5 years, the biggest lie in Canadian history, namely that 215 children are buried in a mass grave in an orchard at the former Kamloops Indian Residential School, has been allowed to persist. Nursed along by the legacy media, feckless, cowardly politicians, academics, and special interest groups. And what has been the result of this lie being allowed to prevail? People's lives have been devastated. Hundreds of millions of taxpayers' dollars has been wasted, churches burned and vandalized, and the credibility of our news media positively shattered. But the impact of this lie has also been spiritual. In personal relationships, the consequences of lying are profound. Studies have shown that people who have been in relationships where there has been lying suffer decreased self-esteem, a loss of sense of trust and stability, and the development of a feeling of disorientation, of something being fundamentally off. So what does a lie of the magnitude of the Kamloops 215 do to the psychology of a nation? Well, let us start from the precept that a lie, whether big or small, is essentially evil. The battle line between good and evil runs through the heart of every man and woman. The burden of a lie that is the size of the K215 is being felt in every heart of the people of this country, those who know about the lie and those who don't know about the lie. For those who do not yet know about this lie, such as school children, and still believe that our country committed a mass murder of Indigenous children and forced other children to bury them in a mass grave in the night, the lie has brought them a sense of shame about our country, about our country and our history, and has made them feel compelled to participate in ritualized speech and an acceptance of the incorrect mantra that Canadians are essentially bad, that Canada itself is heartless, evil, illegitimate, and a country deserving of being labeled a genocidal state. In this very legislative building, as earlier pointed out by the amazing Lindsay Shepherd, in the main rotunda of this building here is a prominently featured framed orange shirt in a child's size that pays tribute to this lie. It sits right beside our coat of arms. And for those who know that there have been no bodies found at the former Kamloops Indian Residential School, the impact has been the complete loss of trust in the official powers of this once great nation. These people watch as year after year, this lie is continued and supported publicly, both through official speech and official silence. And with each repetition of the lie, these people lose faith in our very institutions and become as equally demoralized as those who still believe in the lie. They ask themselves, if our government will not speak on the truth on a situation like this, where the facts and clarity are easily available, what else lurks at our nation's core? What else are we being lied to about? What other truths are being kept from us? Why should any of us participate lawfully and honestly in the activities and institutions of this country when our leaders themselves do not seem to care about the truth, allowing secrecy and lies to literally run amok? But even more fundamentally, people feel like they are going crazy when the truth, the objective truth, is not easily and openly spoken. And you may also be wondering why this lie ever started in the first place. Simply put, by the late David Horowitz, a great hero that I followed through the years, he says, the issue is never the issue. The issue is always the revolution. And this K215 fraud is about a political revolution against the very soul of Canada. Further, we see not only no comment from federal and provincial leaders, but also the advancement of a bill in the House of Commons that will imprison anyone who tries to get to the objective truth of this corrosive narrative. And in this, we will have literally become an Orwellian state where lies are truth and 2 + 2 = 5. So we must proclaim our determination to get the truth on this story. We must reject the unreality that has been forced upon us for the last 5 years, reject its nothingness, and label it what it is: evil. I ask you to join me in demanding that the Prime Minister of Canada order an immediate securing and excavation of this site and commence the journey back to truth in this country. Canadians are suffocating in lies. Thank you. We must demand the truth so that the real healing can begin by both Indigenous and non-Indigenous. On the eve of his exile, famous Soviet dissident Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote an essay entitled "Live Not by Lies." It was a stark call to moral courage. In this essay, Solzhenitsyn insists that the most radical act that a citizen can perform in a system of deceit is to refuse to carry the lie further. We must not be advocates for error and untruth. You must not sign, chant, publish, or perform what contradicts your conscience. You need not become a professional dissident or a revolutionary. You can simply step aside from the theater, withdraw from everyday acts of assent to this madness. By declining to echo a lie, you reclaim your moral agency. And little by little, the machinery of this lie will grind to a halt and you will feel liberated. As Solzhenitsyn so famously proclaimed, one drop of truth can outweigh an ocean of lies. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, okay, that's great. I think that we have a call to action that the